Hi Penny and everyone, I'm Roshani. Today, I and my group members will be presenting about an interesting topic called teenage pregnancy. This slide will explain about the overview of our presentation. Firstly, I will be explaining what is teenage pregnancy, what teenage pregnancy looks like in Australia. Then my group member Timpy will continue to explain about issues faced by people and effects of teenage pregnancy on parents and the community. Following my next group member, Asmita will talk about how the children affected from teenage pregnancy and strategies to be used by early childhood services for supporting families, children, and the staff members. Finally, my last member of the group, Paridhi, will explain why are these strategies important and support services and organizations advocating for teenage pregnancy. We understand and we are here to help you, providing information and assistance throughout your teenage pregnancy journey. Moving into the slides, let's start with acknowledgement of country. We would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of this land and pay our respects to the elders, both past, present, and future, for they hold the memories, the traditions, the culture, and hope of their people. Slide 4. Moving into this slide, I will be explaining what is teenage pregnancy. Well, teenage pregnancy refers to female adolescents becoming pregnant between the age of 13 to 19. This happens mostly during young teenagers' school life. What it looks like in Australia, and what do you think about statistics in this country? Any ideas, guys? Well, in Australia, the rate of teenage births has decreased between 2005 and 2015 from 17.5 births per 1,000 women to 11.7. In 2015, 8,268 babies were born to 8,203 teenage mothers aged less than 20, accounting for 2.7% of all mothers. There is a gradual reduction. That sounds better, isn't it? Thank you for listening to me. I will pass into my member Dimpy to continue.
Thank you, Roshni. Hello, everyone. I am Dimpy, and I will be continuing with the issues faced by people going through teenage pregnancy, and they are health issues, financial issues, and psychological issues. The most important being the health issues. So let's start with that one. Young teen may suffer from anemia, that is the lack of iron in the body, high blood pressure, pregnancy-induced hypertension, which can lead towards preeclampsia, and that has a symptom of kidney damage. As the parents are very young, they lack skills to manage finances. They might have difficulty managing work and life, and as they may be going through all this during their high school days, they would lack education as well, and as some of them may not even graduate, which ultimately leads towards unemployment. With all the stress of finances and health issues, the young parents may have mental health issues, which includes postpartum depression, such as bonding with the baby, overwhelming fatigue, feeling worthless, anxiety, panic attacks, and difficulty getting back to normal everyday life. Moving on, the effects of teen pregnancy on the family. As the parents are very young, they are more likely to engage in harsh parenting practices like yelling and spanking, having fewer life experiences and coping skills, compared to most of the older parents, can make it harder to handle the irritability and frustration that sometimes arise when caring for a new baby. Depressive symptoms or stress of the current situations may also be the reason for young parents to release their anger towards the baby. Next point is single parent. Most of the time, adolescent parents are not married, and the discovery of pregnancy is rather unexpected. Many times, teen fathers abandon their parenting responsibilities, be it due to fear or not being able to provide for the child adequately, leaving the mother with even less social support and financial assistance. Teen parents are less likely to engage in emotionally supportive and responsive parenting, as they have less knowledge about the child development. With all the stressful situation and circumstances, any member of the family, not just the parents, but could have mental health issues. Talking about the issues faced by the children with young parents, there is high risk of low birth weight or premature birth, higher mortality rate, risk of cephalopelvic disproportion, where the baby's head is larger than the pelvic opening, which leads to a very difficult delivery. With young parents and the stress of handling the new baby, children are often at risk of abuse or neglect. They may also have difficulty acquiring cognitive and language skills, possibility of rough childhood, and inappropriate environment to grow in. All this could eventually affect the child's social and emotional well being. Finally, the effect on the community, which are mostly related to each other. Social exclusion. With early pregnancy, there may be feeling of shame or embarrassment, which makes it difficult for the teen parents to go back into the society and have a normal social life. Social exclusion may also be the result of difficulty in managing work, home, and social life altogether. Adolescent parents commonly view quitting school as a solution to finding the time it takes to raise a baby, or even going back to school is difficult for them. Either way, it leads to negative high school experience. This may result in many teens not graduating high school, leading them to unemployment, which finally affects the economy of the whole country. So, with that, I would like to hand it over to Ashmita to continue. Thank you.
Thank you, Dimpy. Hi, everyone. This is Ashmita presenting. So the first topic that I'll be presenting on today is how children can be affected developmentally by teenage pregnancy. Children are found to exhibit different behavioral problems while they adjust themselves with their peers and the educators because of their exposure to co-parenting conflicts between their teenage parents. The experiences of a mother that include nutritional provisions, chemical exposures, and various surrounding social stigmas during pregnancy have the ability to leave permanent or temporary signatures in children's genetic structures. So, moving on to the second topic, that is about the strategies that early childhood education and care services can implement in order to support families, children, and the staff members. We've got a handful of strategies that includes strength-based approaches, family input, flexible payment and support schemes, encouraging equal participation, and holistic and collaborative approaches, along with encouraging collaboration with the local and government bodies in the community. So, talking about the strength based approaches, as early childhood professionals, with the strength based approaches, we should always welcome, respect, and acknowledge the parenthood of the teenage parents, and in no circumstances judge them while in and outside the early childhood settings. Um, Talking about the family input, it is very important that we encourage and appreciate the participation of the teenage parents, and always encourage them to have the inputs as responsible adults, and be mindful of providing them with the relaxed, optional, supportive environment while planning the educational programs for children. Talking about the flexible payment and support schemes, approaches to provide teenage parents who are affected by the factors like poverty and different financial situations with more flexible payment schemes that includes more affordable or free services for children that come from such families. This will also include the flexibility of the early childhood professionals to accommodate with their later hours or extended support hours for teenage parents in catering for their children and also themselves. Young mothers who are usually involved in the surveys that are conducted by Australian Human Rights Commission have usually found to be expressing their needs of the services to support them with affordable fees and extended support in the early childhood services. Also, it is important as educators for us to encourage both teenage father and mother to participate in educational programs, medical health contexts of their child, and also support them with the division of their responsibilities for the child and also their relationships. The division of the responsibilities, it's not our responsibility, but we can do it through the different programs that we can plan and implement for children that requires the participation of both father and the mother of the children. The teenage parents are found to have more conflicts and differences in co-parenting due to the insufficient life experiences, which can always affect children's behaviors and other aspects of development as well. We should plan and implement holistic and collaborative approaches through acknowledging the issues faced by the teenage parents that include training services, special fun and play groups, which are contributed by volunteer roles of peer educators that can have peer leaders as well, peer support and mentors who have the knowledge on and they can understand the teenage parents more. This will allow teenage parents to benefit through multiple meaningful and respective collaboration with different relevant personalities. And in fact, as supportive and innovative early childhood professional, we should always strand with the local government and community organizations that cater for different types of families, including teenage parents, and we should always support and encourage them in practicing better parenting skills, building their own confidence, reconsidering their schooling to become role models for their children, and seek for more services that are relevant to their needs. Thank you. Now I'm going to hand over to Paridhi.
Thank you, Ashmita, for that. So, guys, I'm Paridi, and I'll be talking you guys through the strategies and why are these strategies important to be used by early childhood educational services as well as the staff members working in the services to promote and support the families as well as expecting mothers who are going through this issue about being a teenage parent. So first of all, I would say that the foremost and the very important strategy that we as an early childhood services as well as professionals should be using, encouraging family input. I strongly believe that family input creates a sense of belonging. Now, family input is all about working together. It also allows us to foster a sense of belonging for both the child and the parents. And when the parents and the educators find a way to collaborate, it strengthens the child's identity, enhances their learning, as well as it helps the family to to feel that sense of belonging and becoming and being a part in the child's life. And as early childhood educators, we have a meaningful role to play in strengthening the sense of belonging for children and family of diverse backgrounds, being young family, being young parents. And by doing this, we are showing our genuine interest in a family, and we're communicating with them in various ways and talking through them about how could parenting be like. We are also promoting a sense of security and belonging for the child. So working together with the parents creates a smooth transition for the parents as well as the child, the home life and the childcare. Talking about the another strategy, which is also quite important, is having a holistic as well as a collaborative approaches to be used in the centers. Now, I know we all are aware that a holistic approach leads to a successful collaboration, which is tool. Also, collaboration is not a tool, it is a set of features. And through this collaboration, we establish communication patterns within the organization. And these are quite helpful to the child as well as the family. And by facilitating these approaches, professionals draw parents into a relationship which becomes even more grounded in trust and is focused on parental change and empowerment. By doing this with the parents, we can set and work to goals, which is important for the parent empowerment and developing parenting skills in them. Strategies that are quite important for early childhood educational centers and services to provide to the teenage parents and the families is to provide them with the payment schemes, which helps the teenage parents and young pregnant women with their family tax benefits, and also support from government and local organizations. We are very fortunate enough in Australia to have Centrelink support, which is supported by the Australian government. It helps continuing education for teenage parents. We totally understand that teenage mothers and families and young parents go through many different challenges in the journey as well as life. And the main issues that often which are faced by these families and parents is financial crisis, also having not enough support or not being supported by your own family or your partner. But we are, like I said, we are quite lucky enough to have the government to support us here, and there are various organizations which helps us, to collaborate with them and help you to assist you throughout your journey to provide a better future for your child as well as to support you in your day-to-day life. So now talking about family support services and organizations who advocate for teenage parents and teenage pregnancy. In Australia, family support services organizations address a wide range of community needs, and it also advocates for the rights and provide the people with proper guidance and support. There are various organizations and support services which helps young parents and expecting mothers. The Australian Young Pregnant and Parenting Network, it connects all those who are working to improve outcomes for pregnant and parenting young people and their children, and it advocates for better policy and program support across Australia in early childhood, educational and care services. The VIVE Youth and Community Services. This organization provides a range of programs which are designed to help tackle issues related to poverty, drugs, alcohol, mental health, teenage pregnancy, homelessness, domestic violence, family breakdown, and isolation. There's also a helpline which can be used all over New South Wales, and it's called Parentline New South Wales. It is a support service for parents and pregnant teenagers, their counselors, and these The counselors in these organizations are quite skilled professionals, and they provide support to parents and carers with children up to 18 years. Another program is called the Brave Sept. It's a supporting and expecting parenting teens. It is an interactive pathway plan created for expecting and parenting teens to ensure that they're connected to parenting support, life support, educational opportunities. These services offer a hope to these families, a hope in which in a long term can change the decay and the loss which is faced currently by the families, especially this community, the teenage parents and teenage pregnancy, for a better future. Now, I would like you guys to focus on this picture for a moment. This picture is worth 1,000 words. The messages which are written in the picture would be the same questions that would pop up in your mind, or you would have queries about, or you want to know more about it. I would like you guys to know that the main purpose of us delivering this workshop was to make you aware of the different support organizations that Australia can provide you throughout your journey, the different strategies that early childhood educational center services as well as the staff members use. You know, how do they collaborate with you and the different organizations to provide you with proper support and the guidance that you need. It is quite important for you to be aware of these facts and to know how things work. We do understand that you may have a mixed amount of feelings, but it is important also to know that we are here to provide you with all the support, the guidance, and the knowledge that you want. It could be coming from a different organization, it could be coming from the personal experiences, it could be anything. But you need to know that we have faith in you and you have faith in us. And if we work together, we can get through anything. Thank you.